Hello YouTube, Al here, and this week I need to give you an update on the Epiphone SL. So, I bought this off a mate for 70 quid. He won it in a competition, so it was new in box. And I said I wasn't going to do a thing to it for 3 months. To be fair, I had to put new strings on it because one of them snapped, but that's fair enough. So, it's a week on, and it's not stock anymore. It arrived damaged. It had a big problem with it. It had a big problem. I did not notice when I first got it, but it had a huge issue. So I'm going to intersperse pictures I took at the time in this video. So let's get into it. This has got different tuners on it now, and you're going to be going, oh my god, you've got Melody Maker style tuners on it because you can't stop modding guitars. Technically true, but this isn't my fault, so you know, you can't sue me. So if you look down this side, if I get the angle right, there is a split that goes all the way down there, and around here was where the button of the old tuner, where the screw for the old tuner was. And I'm going to insert a picture of when I first got it, a picture my mate sent me of the back of the headstock in the box. That's going to be in there now. As you can see, it's from the tuner hole that was around here. They hadn't drilled the pilot hole deep enough in the factory, so it had basically split the wood all the way up the side of the headstock, and you can even see on the very edge a bit of a crack there. So the front of the headstock looks fine. You can't see the split from the front. So what I did was I pulled open the crack and I ladled in with a blade as much wood glue as I could possibly get in there so that it oozed out the sides and the top, and it wasn't perfect, it was the best I could do. And then I clamped that up and I left it for 24 hours, and then I used wood glue and dowel. So I got a bit of toothpick and I would dip it in the wood glue, and then I'd put it in, and then I'd pull it out a tiny bit and then snip it off, and then when I push it in, it will basically be level. So I'm going to put an insert now of me where I've doweled all the holes. So that's what it looks like, and I did that because that should hopefully shore up the old screw hole, which was causing the split, because I couldn't get the glue. I could open it up here where it was quite easy to pull it apart, but when it got up this way, it was quite difficult to get the glue in there. So I thought it's best if I just go for a different screw pattern and effectively have to change the tuners. So I've doweled the hole with a bit of toothpick and wood glue, and I've done that for all of them. And I went for this strip style tuner. These are from, I think it's called Papa D Music Store on eBay. Allegedly made in the same factory as Wilkinson, and I think Vanson used the same factory as Wilkinson as well. But anyway, these were about 20 quid. And the holes are in different spots, you'll notice, from the old tuners. So that should hopefully mean that the repair I've done isn't going to be interfered with by the new screw holes. And also the fact that they're on a strip should, in my mind, give the neck a little bit more stability. And the new holes are a little bit further away from the edge of the headstock than the old ones were. So, and I've just put the old tailpiece back on with the same screws, same strings, sorry, that were on it before. So I technically still haven't modded this, I just had to fix it. Anyway, my mate was nice about it and he gave me 20 quid back because that's fair enough. There's a slight mark you can see on the side of the headstock there where I clamped it, because the biggest clamp I had, I didn't have quite enough room to use a little bit of wood to stop it digging in on both sides. So there is a mark on this side now, which is a bit of a shame. But you know what, it's fine, it came damaged anyway. Does it stay in tune any better than before? I think it does stay in tune a bit better. These tuners are a bit nicer than the old ones, definitely. There's less or no slack when you go down and you roll it back up. They've got little holes in the back. You can see there's little holes, and I've put a bit of oil in there, in all these holes, and all the tuners before I put them on, and they seem to be working perfectly fine. Nothing spectacular, but they are absolutely serviceable. No, I ain't got a problem with them. They're not annoying me at all. So, does my somewhat resolution, as it were, of not modding a guitar for 3 months still hold true? I mean, all I've done is a repair. It was necessary. I was a bit worried that the split was going to get worse, or I would knock the side of the headstock and then this whole thing would just pop off one day. So now I've glued it, hopefully that shouldn't happen. So the 20 quid I got back, I spent on it. It was like 21 quid, but for sake of a quid, whatever. 20 quid tuners. So I'm back to square one, really. Do I think this guitar was still worth the money? I think I got a guitar that's better than the average one, because all the reviews I've seen of these guitars they've all been less than stellar, shall we say. And the fretwork on this isn't sharp up the sides. I haven't found any high frets. All that rubbish is all fine. All bends fine. Doesn't sound any different with the new tuners, although I think it is a little bit lighter because these are a little bit smaller. They're a little bit sort of lighter weight, which I think is probably quite a good thing, because the body is very, very light. It did have a tendency to neck dive before, just a little bit. So there you go. That's a very quick update on what's going on with the SL. I haven't changed the capacitor. I haven't changed the pickups, haven't changed the bridge, haven't changed the switch. I've taken the plastic off the pick guard, but that's it. Haven't changed the pots. These are little tiny mini pots, and the capacitor is it's those horrible little green ones where you get in cheap Strats, Squires, but like even cheap ones and Squires as well. I believe Epiphone used to come with those. I think they've changed them now because they're going with the CTS and all that gubbins. But you know, the green pots that are ubiquitous, and they're just not very... They're a bit fizzy. I don't know why, but changing them out in the guitars that had them made them all sound better. All of them. To a man. Guitar. Made them all sound better. So, but anyway, I haven't changed anything else on this. Just wanted to give you an update of how I had to fix it. So I shall intersperse photos throughout this video of how I fixed it, how I clamped it up and that. Is this guitar still worth the money? If the problems you have with yours are the exact same ones that I had with this, absolutely. Absolutely worth the money. All the electrics work. There you go. The neck angle is right and the string angle's right. I can get the action low enough where it's not causing any discomfort or problems. The electronics all work, the pots aren't burnt out, the switch works fine. The neck's still fine. I haven't had to adjust the truss rod at all. That's still got the plastic on the truss cover. The tuners were crap, but you know, yeah, they were usable. They weren't... They technically worked, put it that way. They technically worked. The split was ridiculous. That's not going to be the same on yours. That's just Epi having bad QC. And this is a new one, and I thought Epiphone had up their QC, quality control, by quite a margin, so I'm a bit surprised. Oh, there's a tiny bit of gold paint there. Can you see that? There. Lord knows how that got there in the factory under the finish. On someone's glove or something. But yeah, apart from the split in the headstock, which I've now fixed, I would say this guitar specifically was worth the money. It was worth 50 quid. It is probably worth 70 quid. I wouldn't pay more than 100 quid probably for it. Yeah, I mean, I'm amazed that the fretwork is all in the right place. I've been playing it all week, apart from the few days where I had to, yeah, a few days to be fair, I had to wait for the tuners to come through, but I've been playing it a fair amount, and it stays in tune fine, plays fine. I don't think the nut needs replacing. I don't think the bridge, well, actually that might need replacing, because the strings, everyone's mentioned this, the strings do kind of skitter from one side to another, because if we get the angle right, you haven't actually got proper saddles. It's just sort of a flat section for each string, so if it moves a little bit either way, it is going to go out of tune. I've just tried to make sure the string pull is as straight as possible before I tune up, and then hopefully it won't move, and I've not really noticed that much of a problem. Stays in tune. There you go. The strings have to settle back in, obviously, when I put them back on. Yeah, that's absolutely fine. Stays in tune fine now. So if you do want a cheap Melody Maker, as they say in English, yeah, if you find one of these where the neck angle's right and all the frets in the right place and the right height and all that, if you got a set of 20 quid tuners, you'd be right onto a workhorse guitar. It doesn't sound spectacular. The pickups aren't spectacular. They're a little bit brittle, a little bit weedy. Not like stoner rock sort of weedy. I mean, just a bit wimpy. But apart from that, I really don't have any complaints about this guitar. I can't come up with any complaints. The neck still, you know, it feels like a Les Paul. It's reassuringly, as someone who's spent years playing Les Pauls, it's something, I don't know, it's a reassuring chub to the neck. It's not like a cheap guitar where there's pretty much nothing there. So that's really all I have to say. That really is it now, I think I can shut up. So that's an update on the Epiphone. You still can't see the repair from the front or the back. These tuners are fine, working perfectly well. Does this count as to me modding the guitar? I don't think so, because this is a repair. It's not like I've gone, oh no, I want to add a shielding plate. Oh no, I want to change out the electronics. Oh no, I got these pickups I want to put in. Oh no, I want to add a push-pull for, you know, this crap. No, it's just, I had to fix something that was broken. So technically I'm still on course for not modding anything for 3 months. When it gets to October, I may well, I probably will. I've got a Wilkinson bridge I picked up on Fleabay for like a tenner. New in box, just not used, so that'll eventually probably go on this. It's so easy, just, you know, if I don't like it, it can go back. If I want to sell the guitar, I can put it back. It's fine. So planning mods doesn't count as doing mods. So I'm looking into what I could do, but I'm going to keep it single coil, because that's the heart and soul of this guitar. It's not a Les Paul, but it is a Les Paul, but it's different. It's punk rock. It reminds me of the first Buzzcocks album. It sounds like a bloody chainsaw coming at you, in a good way. So anyway, I'm just talking absolute smeg at this point. Just wanted to update you on how I fixed the tuners. So until then, I will see you next week. So until then, bye-bye. So the video on my Epiphone SL is currently uploading, and I was just playing it, and I broke a string. So these are the old strings from when I upgraded the tuners to these ones, Melody Maker style ones. Because I was splitting the headstock, you'll have seen that video. It's literally uploading at the moment. So the string broke down this end. It didn't break up near the tuner end, so it's not me re-wrapping it around the tuner. It's down here, and if I run my nail over that, there are some very definite burrs on the edge. I hope these come out on camera. I cannot see, but right there and on top there are some burrs forming, and I believe these burrs, this is precisely where the string snapped. So my options right now with this new set of strings, breaks my heart, I had to open the new packet. It has to happen. So do I keep to my 3-month resolution and open the new packet of strings and just put the high E on this and then wait it out and hope it doesn't snap? Because I really think that it is gonna, I can literally see burrs from the other strings already forming on the top, and I think the other ones are just gonna go the same. So I don't know if you can see this. So do I replace that bridge with this Wilkinson bridge at the same time? This is made of aluminium. It's not made of a soft metal, so this won't create burrs where the strings wrap over. So do I just put the high E on and keep to my resolution to not mod anything, or do I consider it a repair or something necessary, and do I put the new bridge on? I mean, I'll be honest, that's pretty chewed up on the top of the high E saddle already. Have a look at that. Have a look at that. Let me see if I can get it to focus. Oh God, this is awful. Oh. Can you see? I think it's out of focus, horrifically out of focus. But you'll have to just take my word for it then. It's all getting chewed up already. And I can't really see the point of opening a brand new packet of strings just to put a high E on, knowing that it's going to snap at some point. That's ridiculous. So I'm going to break my resolution, and I think I'm going to have to mod this guitar by putting this on, putting the bridge on. Again, I've already popped the cherry by swapping the tuners out and repairing the headstock, but that was a repair, that wasn't a mod. But I think I literally have there's no point in me putting a high E on knowing it's going to snap. That is ridiculous. That is absurd. So these old strings are going to come off, and I'm going to put the new bridge on with the included posts that come with it. I shall leave the bushings, but I'll use the old bushings in here in the body already. But this old bridge, this Wilkinson new bridge, will go on, and hopefully I won't have this problem again. I wanted to do a sounds like before and after and all that, but I've not touched any settings on the amp anyway. They're just sort of set as is. So I'll just have to go along with it. I just have to I just have to put the new bridge on. There's no way around it, I think. So that's really annoying. That's what you get for 89 quid, or however much they are new, like 100 quid or something. That's really, I can literally see the burrs already and just thinking these strings are going to go. The bridge is going to eat them. So, all right. It's a quick video to go. This is bullshit. This is what's going on. I'm going to have to not keep to my resolution. I'm going to have to put this bridge on. But it's not out of vanity. It's not out of, I need to mod. It's not out of that, although that is always a component. It's purely because I don't want to keep snapping strings every 10 minutes or whatever, because the burrs are getting worse. So I just thought I'd update you and show you the problems that you have with this bridge on the Epiphone SL. It's a crappy bridge, and I wanted to see if I could live with it, but I mean, with a Squier Bullet you could live with that bridge because of the style of it, but this style of bridge at this price point is not feasible. So there you go. There you go, just a quick update. Bye bye everybody. Who's a Sooty fan? Bye bye everybody. Bye.